Hello and welcome to Watching Movies with My Pastor. I am, of course, me, your Jeremy, your Spider-Pan. I probably said that in a reverse order. I'm your Spider-Pan. You're not, or I'm not your Jeremy. You do not own me. My wife does. So God paid for it, and Heather put a ring on it. So, but I am your Spider-Man at your service. Your Spider-Pan. I almost said Spider. See, I'm all messed up. I'm just, I'm so excited just for this film. We're gonna watch the 1987 Masters of the Universe, and of course, with me as always is.
Hey there, I'm Pastor Philip Quildor.
And he's doing a really bad Billy Barty just for you.
Yes.
Because
every time I hear him, I get excited for several reasons. Because it reminds me of when I first went to Disney World. Well, not the first time.
Finder.
Not the first time, the second time. The first time I didn't get to go. It opened up right after we left.
No.
Right after we left.
I never got to go on it at all.
It opened up apparently just like a month or so after. So the second time, which honest to God, we didn't want to go. I'm talking about us kids. We didn't want to go because here's how my father sold it. It's a wonderful educational park. Now, let me tell you, there's no kid ever wants to go to an educational park because
don't teach me something on my vacation.
Here's what the kid hears in his mind. He thinks of school.
Yeah.
You don't want to think of school when you go to summer vacation.
But your dad was always going to historical places anyway.
He loved education. Well, he was a pastor.
Yeah.
But, and really though,
history.
Education is fun if you do it right. And Disney did, and I don't know about now, but they did then.
Yeah.
But
plus, they were teaching you about
and Billy Barty, and I had no idea how much we knew Billy Barty and loved him.
That's great.
Oh my goodness!
And he was amazing, just amazing. He was on Walton's. He was on everything. I didn't know how many things in the 50s and 60s he was in.
Was it Ice Pirates or Time Bandits?
I think both. He was on everything. He was on just about every show.
If they needed a little guy, there's Billy Barty, even in Willow.
And that voice.
The bones.
Oh my goodness! Nothing. He just had that raspy voice,
and it was just so amazing, and I loved it. And one of the last things he did was rescue us down
for Orko, because Orko would have been way too expensive to do. They just didn't have the budget.
And not just that. Originally, Warner Brothers looked at it, and then Fox and a couple others, and then it went to Canon.
And Canon says, "Hey, we'll try to make anything with our cheap budget."
But you couldn't have, and that's this movie was just one of the many that kind of did Canon in. What really did Canon in was Canon, because the people who ran it, the people that ran it, they always try to cheap out. And what did they do that year? They did two of my favorite things, and I don't want to say ruin because I like Masters of the Universe, okay?
Yeah.
But they kind of did dirty in the sense that they did Masters of the Universe and Superman 4.
Oh, God.
Oh, man!
But this is the movie that they thought was going to be their moneymaker.
Oh, I know.
And it was the end. It was the end for Canon. This movie when it didn't go.
Superman 4, they went so cheap on.
Awful.
So cheap on. I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched Superman 4, the Quest for Peace. First of all, I really feel bad for Christopher Reeve, because Christopher Reeve, he was
very excited about it.
Oh, he was.
I used to have a Muppet magazine where he did an interview about the movie.
Oh, really?
I wish I still had my Muppet magazine and my Masters of the Universe magazines. I had subscriptions to it when I was little.
Christopher was such a loving person. Look, politically speaking, I didn't agree with him on most things, but I will tell you this.
Well, that's typical for Hollywood.
But he had a great heart.
Yeah.
And a loving man, and he really wanted to protect the world. So there's the good thing about that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that some of the stuff that was in there is kind of goofy, but I'll say this about Gene Hackman. The movie is way below him. The reason he did it was because he loved Christopher.
Yeah.
And I just, oh, man. Anyway.
But that being
said,
speaking of Masters of the Universe,
Canon did bad.
What's fun about this, and it might be in my notes
Frank
here.
is the best part.
I got to remember. Yeah, Frank Langella stole it, but we'll get into that here
and
later.
Dolph, I like that.
But like the ending of the film, Canon cut them off before they could finish. So when you see the battle between Skeletor and He-Man, the reason why it's dark in the background is because they're filming in a little small closed set because they needed to finish it. That's why you don't get this battle was supposed to be all across Grayskull, but they couldn't get into the Grayskull set anymore. So they really didn't have much lighting, and so but it adds kind of a neat effect to the whole battle. Makes it very focused, but they had to film it in a small thing, so you can't. It's all dark because you can't see.
I noticed that when I was a kid.
Anymore.
I was like, I wonder what happened, and I didn't know. And then of course Courtney Cox, who I thought was cute, and later on I saw her on Family Ties. Just like a year later.
Oh yeah, she had a small part on there.
She was Michael J. Fox's girlfriend on the show.
Right, of course she was.
Alex,
Yeah.
And of course he met his wife on that show. That's how he met his wife. She played the one that we all loved because during the whole Back to the Future time.
Yeah.
He met her on there, fell in love with her, and he just would not leave her alone until finally. Same thing that happened to Kurt Cameron in a sense.
When he met his wife on set.
Yeah, it was great. Then the other thing that happened was Courtney, of course, did Friends, and she was on a few other shows too. But I knew her from this first.
Yeah.
I didn't know she did.
Bruce Springsteen video.
But I didn't know that as a kid.
Which is funny because the video is supposed to be like, oh, it's just this random girl in the crowd that came up to dance on stage.
Yeah.
No, it was
a setup.
It was Courtney Cox and her terrible dance moves, which she still uses on Friends.
It's very smart. Very smart. The other guy, and I can't think of his name, but he played the boy on this.
Well, we'll get into that because I do have a casting list, of course, in here. But
and the bald guy from Back to the Future.
Right.
I love him.
I should have a cast list when we get down to it. If
I love that guy.
All my notes are yes.
He made it seem real in those moments.
Oh no, he's not listed. He just passed away. Though.
Yes, he did.
Wow, but
he was also on Top
the
Gun.
guy you were thinking of was Robert Duncan McNeil.
Yes,
who was also on Star Trek and then became a producer on shows like Chuck.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes working behind the scenes is where you do your best work. But before we get this thing rolling, released in 1987, Masters of the Universe was Canon Films' ambitious attempt to bring Mattel's hugely popular He-Man franchise to the big screen. Directed by Gary Goddard, who has been on the Fandom Nexus, by the way.
Really?
Go and check out that one. I did get a chance to interview him. He actually makes a lot of theme park attractions now. The film stars Dolph Lundgren as He-Man and Frank Langella as Skeletor. Frank Langella took the role because his son loved He-Man, and so he went full Shakespeare, man.
Oh, I love it. He even added, honest to God, lines from Macbeth in this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And rather than taking place entirely on Eternia, much of the story occurs on Earth, where He-Man and his allies battle Skeletor's forces while trying to recover the Cosmic Key and return home. Although the movie underperformed at the box office, it has developed a devoted cult following over the years and is now remembered fondly by many fans who grew up in the 1980s. And Canon Films was, when they were rewriting the script that they had gotten from, I forgot the guy's name, over at Warner Bros. There had been a script been bouncing around, but they told it, we want to make Star Wars, which is pretty much what you have. Skeletor's crew, it's pretty much their stormtroopers.
No, they are.
It's Star Wars, although not very well done.
In that scene, they remind me of Star Wars combined with The Black Hole, combined with a couple of other films,
The Black Hole.
Yeah, and Bill Conti does a great job with the music.
Bill Conti's music, which I'm sure we'll bring up later.
Kind of Star Wars-ish meets.
Yes, he was trying to make Star Wars music. He sounded like John Williams. You can tell.
Kind of combined.
It's wanting to show a preview, so I'm going to hit the play button. We need to start this movie.
One other thing. This is the movie I first got to. I saw this on my 11th birthday in 1987. I saw this on my 11th birthday, and my father had just got back from having open heart surgery. And so this was to me, this will always be the film that makes me think of how great my father was, that here he could barely do anything, and he took us to see this with my buddy Seth. And so, great memories. Great memories.
All righty. Well, without further ado, let's get going with this thing. As soon as that's the circle.
I do love the film.
We're watching this on Amazon Prime, but I do own a copy of it.
Yeah.
The nice thing is you get an MGM logo in front of it because now MGM owns the rights
Which
to
is
this.
great.
Yeah.
And I do love that in the new film they put Battle Cat in that.
Yes,
That's
in place
great.
of the MGM. Oh, yes.
I hope they would. And there's
they showed it in one of the teaser things.
But even
anyway,
before that, we were talking about how great that'd be. But I didn't honestly
Good
think
old
they
Canon
would.
Films logo.
By the way, Jeremy, I'm going to be making a Canon shirt for myself because I saw that people sell it, but I like one. I want to get one.
The Canon Group Incorporated presents.
Yay.
Whoever Golan Globus is.
I'm sure there's co-producers,
A lot of people who thought they were probably going to make big money off of this film, and it probably should have.
Do you remember?
If they would have not put it on Earth and maybe had a different script, it might have worked.
Even if he had a little bit on Earth. But one thing I did like at the time, I didn't know.
Oh, here we go. The intro.
The matte painting.
Which I've never liked their design of Castle Grayskull. It looks weird. It's a cool matte painting,
it's like Castle Grayskull meets Star Wars meets I don't know what.
Yeah, they were really kind of high tech, except for they had to put a skull on there.
Yeah,
of course, now the sorceress is played by the woman who would later play Courtney Cox's mother on Friends.
Oh, is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
I love that lady.
Here we go. We got to save the thing, and here comes the music.
Dun, dun, dun. I love this song.
It is pretty good. I've heard some people criticize it this week.
No, I love it.
So, by the mid-1980s, He-Man was one of the biggest toy and cartoon franchises in the world. Mattel wanted to feature a feature film, and Canon Films eagerly acquired the rights after it passed. James Tolkien, that's the guy. Mm-hmm. So the challenge was budget. When the filmmakers wanted to create the vast fantasy world of Eternia, the production couldn't afford to spend the entire movie there. As a result, much of the film was relocated to modern-day Earth, allowing the studio to save money on sets, costumes, and special effects. This decision disappointed many fans, but at the time ultimately gave the movie its unique fish out of water identity. I'm trying to look for, like, there we go. I usually read this one before we get started, but okay, so they produced the film for about $22 million and earned roughly $17 million domestically. Because of its large budget and marketing costs, the movie was considered a financial disappointment upon release. However, home video rentals and television broadcasts helped to find a much larger audience in the years that followed. Like many 1980s fantasy films, its reputation improved significantly over time. And you know, I feel like I should have a He-Man figure right here in hand.
I know.
Because I'm going to plug another podcast real quick. Yeah, David Odell, he's the one that changed the original script, but the Retro Rewind podcast, I was on there to discuss this film and do a retro review, and I went from being tragic to saying it's nostalgic after watching it, because
I love it.
The nostalgia of holding, and I was sitting there holding figures in my hand while we were reviewing it.
Awesome.
And
the thing is, I do actually love it, because I'm not saying I love it like the new or even the cartoon, but there's so many feelings. And,
I love the way he stomps there.
And the music is really good.
Yeah.
It's funny how popular it is to be critical jerk, criticizing jerk.
But it's like it's a part of our childhood. That's why I find a love for it now.
Me too. And honestly, I even loved
was amazing.
The set then. I loved it then.
Yeah.
Also, now that I understand the story more about his mom being from Earth, him going to Earth kind of makes more sense to me. Of course,
although
they didn't have
at
it
no
in there.
point do they ever refer to him as being
don't.
Prince Adam.
No, they
so
don't.
I think they took some of the stuff from the original ideas that he was going to be this barbarian that was given this harness thing, armor that gave him the power from the goddess of Meg Foster's scary but beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah, they're like almost this aqua greenish blue.
Yeah. No. Oh, Frank Langella.
And she's been
and
a
I
lot
love
of
this.
things.
He doesn't have to say anything, but the way he curls his finger around the Havoc staff, it's mine.
He was so good.
He's so good with what he did non-verbally.
His eyes.
I really wish they could have given him some red contacts or something so he didn't have like human-looking eyes as much.
But he's so good. Mm-hmm. If they had then what we have now as far as black contacts and all with the red, he would have been great. Although it doesn't matter, he did good anyway.
The makeup still looks pretty cool for what they could do in 1987.
Yeah, and when they made it in like 85, 86,
when they're filming it,
that is her mama in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab a figure to hold on to, and because I got to, and I can still talk to y'all while I'm doing it. I'm gonna like nerd out and like.
I actually have the new. I almost brought them, but I have the new figures, even though. The Dolph Lundgren
the new
toy,
movie figures? I haven't gotten them yet.
The Dolph Lundgren one doesn't,
it
doesn't look like him because they didn't have the rights to
they
his
couldn't do the rights of
but
everybody.
It still looks good.
So in fact, I'm walking to my office.
It came with two heads. One that looks more like the old toy and one that looks like quote-unquote Dolph. But, in the new movie, they make a reference to this, which I love. Up in the air, it shows this hologram. And I love that. There's quite a few references to this film in the new film, which I love.
This is mainly, I guess, for my own sake, because none of you that are actually listening to this podcast or even watching video on YouTube can see that I'm bringing these figures out. Eventually, we do want to have a camera and a green screen set up, and you can watch the movies with us, but I don't have what I need. But for the nostalgia's sake, because part of what makes this movie still watchable is the nostalgia of being a child, and holding these in hand somehow or another just feels right.
Heck, every year I make them as characters on the WWE games.
Heck, fire.
Every year. And I always make the
poor
belts.
Wildor in the net.
Oh, I love him. Come on. Let me free.
He-Man, come and save me.
He's great.
All right, I got to put my headphones back on so I can hear the movie.
See, the music's great. I love it.
And Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
I mean, he came to America to go to MIT.
Yeah.
He's very brilliant, but also he was a karate champion.
Yeah.
And they had to kind of, alter his moves because he didn't have sword experience, but he knew how to punch and kick the snot out of you.
The music still gets me excited to this day.
So I'm trying to figure out which direction to put my headphones on my head. And I do love the fact that he gets to use the power sword to deflect lasers like in the cartoon.
It's great.
But there is something, too, just holding these figures in hand.
I like this actor who plays Man-at-Arms. He fits it pretty good. I like his helmet even.
But the only figures I had, one of them was a Skeletor like this, the classic style Skeletor with a Man-at-Arms and a teal, were the only figures I ever owned. Well, no, I did have a battle armor Skeletor at some point.
I had quite a few because I was blessed at Christmas in 1983. And I received the Castle Grayskull, which I still have, and the originals, most of the originals. And I still have them. Yeah. I ended up when I was... It's funny how long time seems then compared to now, but months later I ended up getting Orko and a few others, and I still have most of them.
I think the swords that I have these figures holding actually came from some of the Origins figures, and even the shield is from, I think you gave me, you had an extra shield. I would like to get one of the original shields that would probably fit, because I think even those 40th anniversary whatever sets that we got, I think it actually has like an original style shield because they kind of remade these figures.
They did.
They're really, those 40th anniversaries are cool.
Neat.
I got two
like
sets,
them.
one to get out of the box and one I'm keeping in the box because the box was so cool. Oh, look, this He-Man, this is one I got at a convention for $20.
Incidentally,
He's got the squishy head.
With Gwildor,
Squishy-headed He-Man.
two things of Gwildor I like. First of all, in the new film, at the very end, his
silhouette,
shape, he's
yes.
a silhouette of
It was
him
so
on
cool.
Because someone said Gwildor's not in the new film, thank God, they said. And I said, no, yeah, actually, he's kind of is at the end of it. And two, he's in the comics now.
You know what? Since they... Okay, I don't want to spoil anything for the movie, but they've previewed that they're going to probably have to go to another planet in the next film. I'll just say that.
I assume.
Gwildor could show up with a cosmic key and give them the way to go to this other planet to do what's going to happen in maybe the next film.
Well, one thing...
You know what I mean? Instead of the sorceress opening it up, Gwildor could be part of it.
One thing they do a lot, they love to get little hints to things at the end of things.
Yeah.
They do it on figures even. I've noticed on the comics and also on the paintings that are on either the figures or the vehicles. They will, in the background, have a character that will sometimes be in the next line or 2 or 3 lines down the way. I've noticed this. It's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
It gives you a little, hey, we winked at you.
Wink, wink. Wink, wink, nudge,
But
nudge.
Gwildor is
Say
also
no
in the cartoon that was on Netflix. Remember him and Orko were fighting? I got the figure from it.
the
Netflix.
Kevin Smith one,
Yeah.
Like, was it the first season that they put him into
I think it was second.
Second season? I'm going to have to watch this again. I actually liked it.
Because I actually got the figure. It came with an Orko. I didn't care about getting the Orko. I just really wanted him.
Yeah,
You know?
of course you did.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
Billy
close
Barty with that one eye thing he always would do.
And the guy who did the voice was really close to Billy Barty. I said, get him. I want Figment back. I love Figment.
Yes. Well, I mean, Figment, I guess, is still around. Well, no, I guess they did wipe him out mostly.
Yeah, but
I think they've changed it again.
I want
don't
him
know.
back.
Yeah. I feel like as I sit here, I need to be holding them my figures. Especially because these are original ones that I got at convention. I think, and I like that it still has all the, because most, a lot of kids would take the harness thing off of He-Man and lose it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, never take that off. And I'm glad I got figures that had all the stuff. They were just missing weapons, but I had origin weapons that I've given them. I need an extra Havoc stack.
The original He-Man story had it where he didn't have the harness, and that's what gave him power.
Yeah, he got the harness from the goddess.
Yeah, they gave him power.
After he saved her from something in that mini comic. Yep.
Because Tila originally was both the sorceress.
Right. The figure was supposed to play 2 figures.
She was the enchantress, they called her, right?
No, they called her the warrior goddess.
Warrior goddess, that's right.
Which is on the package, and they did do a thing in the new film for that. I kind of appreciated that.
I got to say, I'm not sure who did it, but the people that did the makeup in this did a fairly good job.
Yeah.
Another character that freaked me out in this film that I thought was great. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you this. I have the original Gwildor action figure. My sister found it for me at a thrift shop. Now, this is years ago, like, let's say 8, 9, 10 years ago. My sister's good about that. She sees something that reminds her of me, she grabs it.
Stomping all over Gwildor's
Another one I have is Blade. I had the figure of that.
Neat.
Yeah, she found it for me.
I'm surprised they didn't squeeze him into the new movie.
Oh, I kept hoping for it.
Yeah.
But we do have a Karg, is it?
Yeah.
Karg. Who's right here.
Show.
He freaked me out back
Which
then.
I'm kind of glad to see him not being this little short guy, but being like a full, big, scary-looking dude.
Though I do think the actor did a good job back then.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of a trapjaw type.
The fun thing is the guy who played Blade, and he was on Facebook actually thinking how nice he enjoyed the new movie and this kind of fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
But he was actually a stunt coordinator, and he actually helped organize the fights.
It's funny. It's kind of like what happened with what's the name, Ray something or other, Ray Park.
Yeah, where he did the fight choreography,
and then he ended up becoming Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Wow, look at all the weapons that's on Man Art. I didn't notice that back in the day.
Yeah, they have weapons on the sides and everything. Well, because, the toy would have had a thing.
I always wanted back then. They only brought out 3 action figures to represent the film, to go along with the others. I always wished that even then. Sauron was the one that, he was a lizard. Saurod, or whatever it was.
Whatever it is, they'll say it, because Sauron was like Lord of the Rings.
And he was only in for a couple minutes.
But he was really cool, and they toast him.
What they did that was smart in the toy, though, now he had a tail, and usually that didn't stay on the figure because kids pop it off. And but they would have
these figures you could pop and exchange
but
the
they
arms
would have
and stuff too.
Now, back then it was a little different. But what they had then was a little wheel on his back, and it would shoot sparks from his mouth. Now, I don't know how long that lasted. Like, it could have, who knows?
Yeah, I guess eventually run out of friction
flint or something, or whatever it was made out of. I'm not sure. Let's just say
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know they're causing some friction.
Things were different then. They did. Now, Star Wars is an exception, except even then, the amount of Star Wars figures they made then compared to the amount of Star Wars now, completely different.
Yeah.
But I would love to have seen, incidentally, I'm just now looking at her design. At the time, I was thinking she's nothing like the cartoon, but the sorceress,
except for the white.
I was going to say the sorceress, the original design. She was all white, and that was in the wasn't it the little comic books?
Yeah, I believe in the mini comics.
Yeah.
When they did a sorceress, and eventually because they kind of took the warrior goddess idea and changed it into the sorceress.
That's the interesting thing about Masters of the Universe, which originally was just going to be called He-Man.
Yeah.
And they changed
Lords of Power.
Well, it was He-Man,
point,
and then Lords of Power, then Masters of the Universe. Mm-hmm. And what's funny was the original creators didn't like much of it. It really took a great amount of people and a great amount of time to find their way through it.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't been for Filmation, it wouldn't have ever become what it became.
Yeah, Filmation giving it some lore and making it solid and coming up with the secret identity of Prince Adam.
Yeah.
And even bringing in Orko. I mean, Orko was popular.
Well, first of all, the creator himself, Lou Scheimer, or whatever,
he's, I think, the one that voiced Orko, too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He loved that more. I say creator, I mean he was the one who was in charge of Filmation.
Yeah.
That is his favorite character of all he did, and he did a lot of characters.
Another great line. I dare anything. I am Skeletor.
My favorite one is, I don't think so. No. Look at his eyes.
Yes. Oh.
They're a little warm as a little kid. I love it.
Oh. This feels like we haven't been paying attention. But
oh, I know. It's too good.
Critics often compared this unfavorably to larger fantasy productions like Star Wars and Conan the Barbarian.
Sure.
Many reviewers felt the movie strayed too far from the cartoon and toy line. Modern audiences tend to be more forgiving, appreciating the practical effects, creature costumes, Frank Langella's performance, the film's earnest tone, and its unapologetic 1980s charm. Today it enjoys, of course, a cult classic status among fantasy and toy-based film fans.
Although, it is kind of ironic, because if it hadn't been for Star Wars and Conan, Masters of the Universe would have never been created.
Yep.
Because originally it was going to be Conan, and then it wasn't.
Oh.
And the... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
John Cypher is Man-at-Arms, by the way.
Oh.
Because you were talking about him.
You're right.
His name popped up. And Chelsea Field is Tila.
I liked her too. I saw a thing about her recently. The other thing was the reason they didn't go with Conan because it was a rated R movie.
Yeah.
But honestly,
of course, now these days they do it because they make toys for adults.
Then they did make.
I don't want to say they make adult toys because that's an entirely different genre.
Yeah. I originally bought one of the Conan toys that's supposed to be like He-Man. He-Man changed the way a lot of toys are made, though.
Yeah.
Because the one that did make a Conan action figure was funny, because it doesn't look anything like Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But that was from not Galoob, but what's the other one? I can't think of it all of a sudden.
I want to say Playmates or something. But
No, it was the one that you could only get them at Kmart and places like that. And then until they would go on sale. But it was they also made the AWA.
Oh, yeah, the ones that are basically, they look like He-Man figures.
They were. That's what they were based off of.
I had some of those.
They
I had a Ric Flair, Rick Martel.
Yeah, I still got some. That's what the new WWE Superstars are based off of.
Yeah.
Because it is all He-Man.
All muscle figures.
They're all ridiculous
amount
all
of muscles
based
on
off
these
Masters
toys.
of the Universe.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. They made a genre, is what they did.
Yeah, they really did.
Because before that, everything was trying to be
I hear
Star
my phone
Wars.
ringing. Oh. That might have been an important call.
We can pause this if need be.
I'll let you in here. I'm going to mute myself.
All right.
And I'm going to go see what that was the place that fixed my car.
This part here, I always loved. Of course, I was just a simple young person when I saw this, 11. And, of course, when you're 10, you become 11, you're like, oh, I'm so much older. But I loved this scene. And in the new film, you have things that kind of remind you of this, which you're supposed to do, I guess. But I enjoy it. They have a spot that reminds me, heck, it might be the same pond or lake or what you want to call it. I don't know that it is, but I bet being in that mask or makeup or whatever it is, maybe it's a combination of both, for Billy Barty, I bet that was so obnoxious and uncomfortable. I like the little ears. I'm sure that was electronic. That was great. The thing that was interesting back then, if there was a movie based off a cartoon or a comic book, you always kind of knew that was going to be different in its own little reality. I mean, even when Superman or Batman was made, I guess you would say it was charming that it was different. You expected it to be different. It was its own world, its own reality. It still is that way. It's not the same. It's a unique universe. That's the way it was then. So when people who complained because it wasn't like the cartoon or anything, I knew it wasn't going to be. They never were. When you had the Superman movie, that was different than the Superman cartoon. It was different than the Superman comic book. It was different, and we knew that. I mean, we knew it was not the same Superman that was on the Superman TV show of the 1950s. It was different from the 1950s one, and so I understood that that's how the He-Man was going to be. It wasn't the same. It wasn't even going to be close to the same. Maybe I'm simple and simply entertained, but to me it was enough like it that I was okay with that.
Okay, I'm back.
I was just saying that back then, a lot of it had to do with budgets and special effects that could not be done, but we knew that when there was a movie of Superman, it was going to be different than the cartoon or the comic book. And when there were, same with Batman and all that, and it was part of the, I guess you'd call it charm, but we accepted it. We knew that's what it was going to be. It was going to be different. It was, well, it's still that way to a point.
Yeah.
That what you can get away with in the cartoon isn't the same as you can get away with in the movie or other things. There's lots of different, I guess it's kind of fun that they have all the universes together now sometimes, and sometimes I think it's a little overdone. Where they're like, all these different, what they like to call multiverses and all that stuff. It gets a little old to me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Dolph Lundgren,
like that.
okay, so he's got a degree in chemical engineering, received a Fulbright scholarship, and was highly
Robbie's ribs and
accomplished
chicken.
martial artist. I think we mentioned all that before.
There's Courtney.
There, yep.
She's young.
She was
24?
I think 21 when they were making this.
She's young.
Because I was listening. Pop Culture Pastors just did that. Of course, they hate this movie.
I like it.
Well, no, I think it was kind of mixed because one of them is old enough, he's a Gen X, and the other's a millennial that was born in like 89 or whatever. And so they end up having a difference because you have, I can't remember which one of them didn't like it and the other one who did. And one of them mentioned that their son really loved it. Though.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to say, I also like this Robbie's thing because it's kind of like a generic, yet you can see it being real.
Chicken.
You can see it being real, you know? I mean, you really could. Like, it was in a small town. You could definitely see this.
Yeah. But that's one thing I liked about Dolph. I was super excited finding out Dolph was playing He-Man after having seen Rocky IV.
Oh, me too.
And how big and imposing he was. I was like, oh, he's so perfect.
Yeah. But he was also so good at being the villain that it was almost hard to imagine that him being the hero.
Well, and he had to redub his lines because he still had such a heavy Swedish accent that he couldn't quite say it very well, and they couldn't understand him on set. So he went and redubbed the lines, and he redubbed until Gary Goddard apparently was happy and could understand everything he was saying. His English is very good now.
Yeah.
But it's also like Christopher Lambert. He didn't even know English when he was filming Highlander.
I remember.
And so his performance is really kind of challenged. He's managed to pull it off.
I never even noticed this before till now, but that her jacket is made out of jeans. I mean, I knew it was a jeans jacket, but I didn't realize if you look, or at least it's supposed to look like it.
I think people used to actually do that. You take your old jeans and make a jacket.
Because look at it. It's got a little leather thing on the top.
Yeah.
Like the back part of your old
made
jeans.
the collar.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, man. 80s.
Yeah, I love it. Good stuff. Not everything in the 80s is good. I watched a couple movies recently that were kind of like, but
you own a couple movies that are kind of,
man, they're cringe. but it's almost, I don't know if I should say good cringe, but we'll say good cringe.
I love the look at the place because it's such a small town looking little diner place.
I know something like that.
You can get good food at places like that, you know.
It was always heartbreaking to me was this situation here where she lost her parents just recently, like a year before or so. There was more to it originally, and I don't remember if it was in a book or maybe it was the comic book because I have the comic book of this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my sister found it for me. Again, I'll go back to my sister. But she found it for me once, and it is now, I'll just tell you, in that, it looks like the comic book and the cartoon version in a sense.
Oh.
But it's in the comic book style, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know, but it's kind of nice, too, because it's a combination of both.
Yeah, that would be nice. Frank Langella, though, actually loves this role.
Yeah,
and
he
he's
does.
really he's spoken of children's reacting to Skeletor and of being very, very rewarding for him. So it's been very worth it to this day.
For years, I've heard him defend it, and he should. He did a good job. I always love that. He barely picks up the chicken.
Okay, it looks like the only notes I have left that I've collected are going to be for the end of the film.
I just love it.
I love it's like got all this barbecue sauce in his beard as he's sitting there eating this. And the funny thing is, like, you find out like they're eating meat.
Yeah, this is so
How
great.
How primitive, you know.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, the vegans must love this.
Yeah. Tina cracks me up for this because she doesn't know. It's hilarious. This part here.
They're eating an animal. And good old Duncan, he's like, I don't care. What? Oh.
Okay.
All right, so now Philip's going to mute himself as he goes to move his van. We're having some issues with our getting one last thing fixed up on the car. And so I'll be sitting here watching the movie and talking to you, kind of like Philip kind of got stuck here. You can leave that attached as long as you turn that off. Well, unless it's a trouble for driving. Now, I always find it very, very weird, though, that
part's sad.
I don't know why. This is a movie kind of aimed at kids, although they take the source material very seriously, maybe more seriously than they should have. But why does Tila's armor, whatever thing, have the thing up the crack of her butt like she's got a thong over her thing? I always thought that was weird. For a movie that's kind of like they knew the kids were going to watch, like, why are they highlighting Tila's backside? Seems weird, but that's just me. I always thought it was kind of an awkward thing. There is one little awkward line that she has that I mentioned on Retro Rewind, which is coming up in the later part where I never liked the part where she deadpan looks at the camera and says, "Woman at arms." I don't know why. It's just like, it breaks, breaking the fourth wall in this just didn't make any sense. And having her break the illusion, and especially considering that she looks like she doesn't know how to hold that gun, and she looks very awkward firing her little blaster the entire time, I think. And so it's just like, yeah, you're not really quite living up to it. So she's, to me, the weakest performance in this film. And I don't know if she did anything after this. I don't know if the guy who played Man-at-Arms did anything after this. I'm not sure. I love the way that when they find this, they think it's a Japanese synthesizer, because everything was made in Japan back in the 80s, man. We got all kinds of stuff from Japan, a lot of the technology. Continued on, I think, even through the 90s even. Yeah, this is one of those new Japanese synthesizers. Yeah, it's a synthesizer, but it doesn't even resemble a keyboard. I mean, it has keys that play different tones, but, I mean, it doesn't have like a keyboard at all that you would recognize to play music on. Yeah, it's kids messing around. I love the marble look of the Grayskull flooring. And I wonder, like, these symbols, like this language that's on the throne, I wonder if it's supposed to have a meaning. And it's interesting that he doesn't really have minions, he has mercenaries. I think Jared Leto definitely took a look at what Frank Langella did in his performance as Skeletor, and it is a good sample of how to do this. There is a nice little tie-in to in the new film that Adam is actually on a date with a lady named Julie, which is a tribute to Courtney Cox's character of Julie in this. But it's so ridiculous that he thinks this thing is some sort of like synthesizer when it doesn't have like a proper piano keyboard. It's just got buttons. So it is the biggest stretch of seeing like, oh no, it's supposed to be a Japanese synthesizer, which I was already saying before, but now Philip has walked back into the room, so I'm saying it again. Now, what's interesting is that whenever it's lighting up and spinning, you don't see the bottom of it, because I bet they actually hooked it up to some power, kind of like they would do sometimes with the wands on the Harry Potter movies. When it would light up the end, it was actually, you wouldn't see that they would actually had a wire where it was, electrical power running into it to cause it to do the thing.
Well, I imagine, too, back then, people were easier to fool. We didn't have internet. Yeah. You couldn't see what was going on in Japan. You could just assume, okay, I'm not talking about the character, I'm talking about us, the audience. And
as I was just saying, like in this one, he doesn't have minions. He just hires mercenaries.
Yeah.
Which technically Triclops is supposed to be a mercenary.
Yeah, he is. He's like a bounty hunter type.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Yeah. Saurod.
Sauron, that's the other one.
With a D.
Yeah.
Saurod.
Saurod, yeah.
And at least we got Beastman.
Yeah.
Of course, it's weird, like, Karg was already there getting Gwildor, so it was like they act like he's a new thing.
Well, maybe they got him back again. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got another, earn another paycheck.
At least they let you know who he is.
And the nice thing about his troopers, though, is you could just assume they're robots.
Yeah, that's...
Because, like, in the cartoon...
That's why they got away with it.
Yeah, because I think even here when he hits them, they spark and stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of like it. You kind of get that a little bit in the newer one,
Yeah. And the old one,
get the idea that they might
and I'm
not
talking about the 80s.
Yeah,
you had to do that. Even that's why they made the bats.
Otherwise,
you get
a PG-13.
Yeah, on GI Joe, they had to make the bats for that reason.
Yeah, because they have some robots to smash.
Yeah, because otherwise everybody jumped out of the plane when all 500 GI Joe people hit all 500 Cobras in an airplane.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time,
that was one of the rules. And if a plane explodes, you had to see them parachute out.
Yeah.
No one could die. Although occasionally somebody would get shot, but they wouldn't die.
No.
And then you get to the movies, and suddenly they can kill off somebody.
Yeah, I'm glad
Optimus Prime and Duke.
But they didn't kill Duke. They ended up keeping him, which is good.
Well, not in Japan they didn't. They kept him dead. But in America, they were like, no, we had an Optimus Prime incident. We cannot kill Duke.
Yeah, which I'm glad.
You just never saw him again. But they talked about him like,
Falcon was annoying. The way they did him
was
Falcon was annoying. The way they did Falcon in the G.I. Joe was annoying.
Falcon. Yeah,
that's his brother, his half-brother, or stepbrother, however it was. Falcon.
I kind of remember. It's been a while since I watched the G.I. Joe movie.
They had like Mark Harmon, I think, did the voice.
Huh.
Or maybe it wasn't Mark Harmon. Maybe it was the other guy, Don. Don Johnson. I don't remember which one.
Yeah,
one of them. I think it was Don Johnson. Anyway, one of them did the voice, at least in the movie. I don't think.
I love the way when they come through the portal, they each get to do their little pose off like entrance thing,
like a wrestler.
Like wow. It's still got a bit of a level of cheese, but it feels like this. Yeah, it's funny. It's like she's first name basis with the janitor.
Yeah.
But this movie, they really took it almost a little too seriously, but people are complaining that this new movie doesn't take it seriously enough. It's like, look, the whole concept is kind of silly and choice. You can have some fun with it.
You can see it's got the, they have the Pepsi thing, and they have in the background, there's a lot of Pepsi.
Yeah.
And very smart. And they had the Burger King, because Burger King had stuff for
sponsors.
it. Yeah. You have to have sponsors.
Yeah. Burger King had like an entire meal thing. Like these weird, ugly monster people are suddenly coming and shooting at me.
But Bill did a good job. Bill Conti did a good job with the music. Yeah. By the way, there was going to be a sequel. Yeah. They originally...
we're going to talk about that at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I'll shut up. Yeah. Well, I made myself watch the film that they made with that script. Not a good movie.
Yeah, it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that they used from the script. Yeah,
not good.
It's a cosmic something. Oh no,
Cyborg something.
Cyborg. Yeah, Cyborg.
It's not.
I was actually just hearing about that this week.
Yeah, I watched it, but it would have been different, but still not good. I'm just not gonna lie to you, it's not good. Of course, I mean, but it's not great. I'm sure it would have been a lot different. This part was cool.
Beastman's kind of snarl sounds weird too.
Bill Conti's
kind of got a shredder thing going on the shoulder pads there.
Bill Conti's music is what really helped this movie out quite a bit.
Especially when he's trying to emulate John Williams.
Yeah, well, yeah.
John Williams has saved a few movies.
Well, we're talking about Bill Conti, who made Rocky run and fight, and I mean, Bill. And also, it was Falcon Crest, I think. He did a lot of good stuff.
Now, she's just been chased by weird monsters and a weird blade guy. How is she not freaked out when she first sees He-Man?
Well, he does look good for a man. You know?
But he's still dressed weird like Blade is.
Yeah, he is. He is true. A bit, at least. I think she does get scared at first until he starts telling her to calm down.
Yeah, but you think she would have run away.
Oh,
but I remember like when she's going to run into him, what's going to happen here. Let's see here.
She hides at first, if I remember right. Oh, no, she did.
Oh, no, she didn't see until she turned her head. And then she's get away from me. Okay, so it makes some sense.
I won't hurt you.
I won't hurt you. What are you running from? I'll take care of it.
Does the best he can with what he had.
Yeah.
Dolph is a lot of fun.
With his limited English and everything. He was so perfect for this, though.
He's a good guy. In real life, he's a really good guy.
Yep.
I like his shoulder pads, too. And the cape.
Armor and
the cape. Yeah. He said it was kind of embarrassing. You have to just kind of go with it, because he said he's basically wearing a underwear.
Yeah.
And he said it was very embarrassing, but you just have to go with it and accept it.
I've seen some behind-the-scenes footage where, in order, because you want to keep everything flexed. He would sit there pumping some iron. Oh, hi, kitty cat. I have a kitty just jumped on my lap.
Yeah, and I learned about some of that a few months back.
She's food begging, of course, because it's
that's her job.
Time. Yeah, it's an hour and a half away from dinner time, so she's got to start her whole thing.
Her parade.
Yeah,
I kind of like their helmets.
But there's the sparks. Like when he hits one with a sword or blasts one, sparks. So they're robots. They even have the weird red. Like Cylons in Battlestar Galactica almost.
They almost have a Darth Vader meets Cylon look.
Yeah. Yeah, for somebody who's never fired a gun probably in her life, she actually managed to hit her target in one shot. That's impressive.
She's better than a stormtrooper.
Yeah. One thing, though, that they did kind of limit is He-Man doesn't seem like he's this super strength, super powered kind of guy. He just seems like this great warrior in this. I remember they put that in the trailer.
That was even a long time for this. That was even on commercials.
I bet you have.
They've been waiting on this commercial. Even for toys and for everything. It was a lot. That's a good line.
Yeah.
Every time I hear anyone say it, I always think of
Star Wars.
Oh, it was. It was. I like his little mouthpiece that has the blades coming up near his ear. Yeah. That's cool looking.
I can't help it when Saurod pops his claws out like that. It's a lot like a Nuclear Man in Superman 4 when he, is popping
Same year. Same year.
Yeah.
Same people.
And doesn't that end up being a thing? If he's I guess he's dead by the time she gets wounded in the leg. It's not for coming from his claws, but for something else, I guess.
Oh, I
think
know.
Skeletor hits her in the leg with something later.
She has pizza on her.
Do you understand? I don't know if you speak the same language necessarily that I do.
Yes.
Because on my planet, we speak English as well. Even though they got this weird language on the back of the throne that Skeletor's sitting on, I was just discussing all these symbols are probably. I wonder what it's supposed to say in whatever language in Eternia.
It just so happens
Star
to be
Wars,
English.
Galactic Basic sounds like English, but it's completely different letters. Little Jimi Hendrix in here. Hopefully that doesn't get us too much of a copyright thing.
When he kisses this guy.
Yeah. Well, he's kissing the
sky. I know, but people always think it's what it's saying.
It may be June, but we don't need that.
No.
And he is
There
dressed
is
a
no
little
Prince
funny
Adam
with
in
that
this.
hat.
There is no Prince Adam in this.
Oy vey. Oy vey.
I do like this, though.
That is a pretty neat little effect thing that they managed to do and superimposing stuff
Yeah,
on
they
there.
did a good job.
I mean, I'm sure they did a lot of different light prism things. They filmed in a room and filmed the lights again and over, and then they put it over as a superimposed in the
Far out,
print.
man.
Very cool.
Hang on, Charlie.
Yeah. And who would have thought you'd find a synthesizer in a graveyard and just decide to take it? They're very strange. None of this stuff with the kids make a lot of sense.
Well,
How do you think that that's
canon.
a synthesizer?
It's canon. I mean,
And then,
I like
of course,
the
you
canon
find it
movies.
in a graveyard and you're like, oh.
Canon movies are corny, but I like them.
Yeah. And especially when you find it obviously looks like it's something that crashed into the ground because it looks like a meteorite crash. But
I
what, do you
watched a
think it
lot of
flew over
canon
from Japan?
movies. I watched a lot of canon movies in the last few months, and they're dopey but kind of fun. Most of them. Not
Because
all.
of how
Some are
dopey they
pretty
are.
bad. Some are so bad I can't even finish them.
Yeah.
But
Cobra.
Cobra was. Do you know they're making a sequel?
No.
They're working
Are
on.
you kidding?
Stallone and Schwarzenegger and a couple others are working hard to get a sequel out to some of their stuff.
Oh,
because
no.
The one I'm really excited about more than any is Conan, the King Conan.
Yeah.
And
that
I'm
would be
really
cool.
excited about that. Of course, that's not canon.
Yeah.
But but the one that was canon, it won't be now, is Cobra. They're working on that and a couple other
no.
Stallone ones they're talking about. The one that was Stallone, and it won't be, but it'll be a prequel to Rambo, to the Rambo film.
Yeah, I heard about that, but you can't replace Stallone in that. But I guess they're going back to Vietnam
it'll be
or
good
whatever.
because it'll be in
Maybe.
Vietnam. What I mean is, it's good because you can't have him come back in that sense. But
Yeah.
this young man has really been studying. We'll see how he does.
We'll
he
see,
looks pretty
but
good
I'm
as far
like,
as
I don't know.
as that he looks like he could be the role.
Feels like they're trying to milk the franchise.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Kind of, I was like, I've never seen Delta Force or Delta Force 2, but Delta Force 2 is literally a prequel to go back to Vietnam. And Chuck Norris looks like he's a little older than he was the first one. But he's supposed
you're
to be younger.
thinking of not Delta Force. Missing in Action.
Missing in Action, yeah.
I've seen most of those.
The great James Tolkien.
Oh, he's
Slacker.
great. He was so good. And remember Top Gun? He basically plays the same character.
He's a character type.
actor.
No,
Yeah.
not a character actor, a character type.
Type.
Character
Okay.
actor is somebody who completely alters
I
and
see.
embodies herself. Like
Okay.
Frank Langella is doing here. He's completely embodying
Yeah.
a very different person.
So
but
he-
a character type is where you get a particular actor because they have a certain, like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood. You get very
character
much
type,
one
like the guy from Groundhog Day who played Ned
Steve
Ryerson.
Tobolowsky. Yes, he's so great.
The funny thing is they were looking for, I don't remember which role it was, but they were trying to get him, a type like him, and then he didn't get the role. How weird.
Yeah, it's sort of like when they have a lookalike contest and the actual actor will get in there to be and they lose to somebody else.
How weird.
And they're like, you realize I really am Dolly Parton because Dolly Parton has talked about that.
Yes,
She lost the
I saw
lookalike
it.
contest to herself.
How bizarre.
But that's kind of cheating when you actually are the person they're
Of
trying
course,
to look like.
I will
so.
say this. They probably are wanting her before all the plastic surgeries. I'm not trying to be cruel. Another one is, to be honest, Courtney.
Courtney,
Yeah, I'm trying to be cruel. Okay, I'm really not.
You're not trying to be cruel, you mean? Yeah.
I'm not trying to be.
I do appreciate that she goes to try to shake their hands and they don't know what she's doing at first. They're like, what? You can't, it's like a little subtle thing, but you kind of see it.
I do like this car.
Gwildor
That's a
souped
cool
up the
car.
And even the sound effect sounds like Luke Skywalker's
Yeah, it
sand
does.
speeder.
It does. Speaking of which, sound effects, I did like in the new Star Wars film, I like that they used the Jetsons sound effects for the little speeding thing. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to take that vehicle very seriously,
Yeah.
which is why.
Yeah. Well, where did he find the parts to make this thing? I don't know.
There is that language again, that the writing.
But, like, where did Gwildor find these parts?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
it's not like he brought them with him, did he? I mean...
No, but I think he's supposed to be a genius.
Well, yeah, but still, he's, very strange.
I recognize some of this stuff that they have on the walls in Egypt. Of course,
I bet it was, because it's very hieroglyphic-y.
Yeah, that's it.
I bet it was definitely some inspiration.
I only
But I'm
recognize
sure they had an idea of what it was supposed to say.
because I only have an idea of that because the recent studies I've done
Yeah.
of some of the Egyptian, false gods and such.
See, in this, he seems a lot more friendly to Evelyn in this compared to, like, the new movie.
Well,
where he's constantly, his touch is burning her.
It's because probably because he's trying to get stuff from her. And he does do that. Goes back and forth between like when he wants something.
Yeah. I think this is the movie that sort of introduced the idea that he and Evelyn might have a weird kind of relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Because the cartoon never shows anything like that.
Yeah.
But suddenly you have scenes like that where he's just kind of massaging
the
on
comic
her.
book would go back and forth. It's the same thing they did with the G.I. Joe. they would have back and forth in stories that you could not get in the cartoons.
Yeah, 3 to a bunch.
This part was what I thought was really funny, that she reads it.
Yeah. You would think he would nuke Karg.
Yeah. Oh, I like this weird stuff that's attached to his face. I don't know if he's a little bit of a bionic.
Yeah, it's part of that helmet that he's wearing.
Oh, maybe you're right, yeah.
But they did a good job of very lizard-like to have and how his throat's moving and he's breathing.
Yeah, he's spooky.
They did such a good job. And that's the one. The coolest one of his mercenaries gets toasted.
But you see that Skeletor does have magic.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to kill people who fail him.
No, he will do it.
But this is so perfect because Beastman would, of course, be the one on his knees and
he does that. Yeah,
yeah, that's totally Beastman. He's this big, horrible, monstrous beast, and he's powerful and strong, but yet he is just on his knees.
I do like he has the claw stuff coming up off of his, looks like the little claws or teeth or whatever is supposed to be coming up off his shoulders. Because he does have that, you know.
Yeah.
See, he's not nice.
He's
to
just
her.
volunteered.
He still treats her badly.
Not entirely bad, but he trusts her to do things.
That's true.
I think, you know.
She is spooky.
Needs somebody intelligent to go with these morons.
He's spooky too.
That beastly boob that it's over there.
Of course. I like he puts his hand up.
Yeah, kind of like,
sure.
Good journey.
Yeah, good journey. You can see a little
With
bit
the
of
two
fall
fingers
coming
salute.
in, depending on what kind of tree that is, I guess.
But the funny thing, there's a sign out front that the house is sold, and they're going and looking for her here. But I guess she's leaving officially tomorrow. It's supposed to be. But you would think there would be a lot more boxes or something, the house packed and everything, but it seems like the house is still all furnished or something. I don't know. Oh, no, there are boxes over here. Okay.
Don't
but there's
worry.
a lot of unpacked
There'll
stuff.
be some Burger King's stuff out there in a minute.
Yeah, it's being so subtle.
Well, it's trying to sell it to the kids, and I like it. Mm-hmm.
There's some really weird people who want that thing, Kevin. Kevin! Just asking, Kevin, are you home alone?
Yeah. He's so cool.
But like the fridge is stocked, you got all this trash, and it's like it doesn't seem like you're ready to move like the very next day, you know. What is this thing, a bomb?
He's so great.
Yeah. Especially even the way he's not even delicately, he's just like finger handing it.
There we go.
Well, he's got that part right, but he's probably going to say, you got some sort of weird bomb here. And yeah, the little skiff looks totally like something out of Star Wars.
Yeah, it does. I like it.
Yeah.
It looks like something you had at Jabba's palace almost.
Yes, exactly. It looks like a miniature version of Jabba's skiff. Now, what was it? You were sharing something that Meg Foster was in, like Quantum Leap?
She's been in lots of things, but there's a Quantum Leap episode. Well, I was going to say episode. It's 3 episodes in a row, and I love it. Now, I didn't see it till 1994, and I think it was on in 92, 93. I can't remember what season. I won't say season 5. There was 5 seasons. Maybe season 4. But it was really great. There was 3 episodes in a row, and I can't remember what they're called, but the episodes. But in the first episode, he becomes I don't remember if it's a family doctor or whatever it is, but there's this little bitty girl, this young girl, and she's, I don't know, let's say 10. And then, or maybe he's a sheriff, and you know what? I think he's a sheriff. And he's the dad to this little girl. And his wife is Meg Foster.
Huh.
Then in the next one, he's the boyfriend to this girl. And so he loves her in the first one as the dad. In the second one, he loves her as the boyfriend. And then in the next one, he's the lawyer who you saw in the first 2 episodes. But now he's an old man. He's the old lawyer trying to protect that girl who's now a grown adult. And Meg Foster, he visits again, but now she's a crazy old woman. Huh. But it's really good. Because you now get to see 3 sets of life in this young girl, and it's in the South, like let's say Alabama, Tennessee. I don't remember which, but it's really well done. They would do that, and then in the last season, they'd even do stuff to where they kind of, I guess you could say, broke their own rules because he's supposed to be in his own lifetime from the 1950s to beyond, and but he went back into the Civil War because they found that if he was in his own bloodline, he could go back then. But
they give him more options of stuff to do. So.
Yeah, they even had one, I think it was the last season, because it was 93. And what happened was he went into the body of, can't think of his name all of a sudden, the guy who killed JFK. And he went into that body and had to go through it. But anyway, it's a long story.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Weird twisted.
I'm not even going to tell you what happens, but...
We've chased that rabbit way far away from the film.
Oh, yeah. Back to this.
Back to this.
But Meg Foster does play in other roles, too. In fact, there was an old live-action version from 1980 that had... a
live-action version of what?
That's what I'm going to tell you. It's called, I think it's just called Ichabod, or maybe it was called, Leslie Sabo.
Is that the one with
Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
And she plays Isabel, or not Isabel?
Katrina?
Katrina.
Because I can see her being Katrina.
Yeah, she
at
played
that time.
Katrina.
She'd be,
Yeah, she did.
Even younger.
And I'm trying to think of the name of the football player who was on so many things back then.
Was it the guy who's the father in Webster who has played Mongo in Blazing Saddles?
No, but he's a lot like him. He was on a lot of stuff. Anyway, he plays Brom Bones. And
big football player guy.
Got that mustache. He's on just about everything. Was on Coach a couple times.
I feel like I can picture who you're talking about. Had like dark hair.
Yeah, brown hair.
Yeah.
He was even on the old movie where the guy was in prison. Well, Burt Reynolds, so and they had to play football in prison.
Well, that's the one that they remade with Adam Sandler later, right?
It was okay, but I like the
I
original
forgot
better.
what the movie's called.
You know what I'm talking about. Either way, that guy plays Brom Bones. But Meg Foster's in there, and her eyes are kind of spooky in there too, especially when you're in the dark. And
because her eyes just have this glow almost.
What she does here in a moment is spooky. This part was always kind of spooky too.
Yeah,
I kind of like
it's just
it.
one of the coolest. Like the
lights coming
swords and sorcery, and then technology. That's always kind of what made
it was always
Master Universe kind of cool.
And the three things,
Star Wars, kind of the same
Star
thing.
Wars. What they're trying to do is get Star Wars, Conan, and the other thing was, and I mentioned this to you before, they had already started to make New Gods toy line.
Oh yeah.
But what happened was they went with another toy line, and so therefore they took what they'd already designed, and that was the little vehicles. They took those vehicles and put it and made it to where it would fit with these new figures.
With the new He-Man figures, yep.
So we can think all of it. So you can thank Jack Kirby in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Big Jim for giving us Battle Cat.
That's right. Big Jim and Sauron or whatever her name was.
Stairs she's got. Oh my goodness.
What was the name? Sor. The name of the eagle?
That the sorcerer, they changed it to where the sorcerer turned into it.
Yeah.
Now my brain, it is something like that.
Well, anyway, that toy, at the exact same time when that toy had come out and I saw it at the store.
Yeah, that bird was for
my
something else
father got me one at the garage sale, and it was Big Jim.
Zoar. Yeah.
It was a Big Jim figure of just regular brown eagle with white head, the same one.
Yeah.
And he found me the tiger of the
Big Jim tiger?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And so I had him for a while.
Oh my goodness.
Big Jim had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They were very much like G.I. Joe. Even had the little fuzzy hair sometimes, not always. They had like a safari type for a time of Big Jim, which is just like the G.I. Joes. I mean, let's be honest.
It's funny, it's like the car sounds like a car now and doesn't sound like the sand speeder anymore.
Oh, you can see the little shadow.
Yeah. You're late.
Now you hear it.
Yeah. Well, of course, you still have tires on it, so you can skid tires on the pavement.
I'll tell you what,
and someone
man.
another driving up, they didn't see the thing flying away from them.
Yeah,
but I guess they
Wildor.
do need to check on Kevin. Can't help it when you yell Kevin.
I know.
My brain goes home alone. Kevin!
He is home alone.
Yeah, he was home alone at her home.
Yeah.
But they are utilizing, though, like he's got to tell the truth when he's wearing it, so.
Have you slept with other women?
Oh, my goodness.
Do you have another girlfriend?
This is a family show.
I'm
Come
just
on.
teasing. No, the truth is, they're talking about the lie detector. It was really what it is, a lie detector. That's strong language for a family film, really.
Well, compared
Back
to like the
then-
new one,
No,
it's
back
got a lot
then.
of language, yeah.
Yeah, back then, though, it was. I do like his jacket.
Oh, and there
love
goes
this. I
Wildor,
love
thinking
this.
he's in disguise.
I used to see glasses like that.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That is a funny
I saw
line.
a thing like Honest Trailers or something. I can't remember what it was. It was like Gwildor thinking he's in disguise. No one will recognize us. Well, what is that? See, look, it works.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now that's a relationship if there ever has been.
Yeah. Well, because Kevin's still completely freaked out because all the stuff that happened to him.
I kind of like that little dome part in the back.
Yeah.
If I remember right,
Well, it looks like the weird fan when
It
you get to the
does.
other side of it.
It does.
It is funny that you got a Korg keyboard over there.
yeah.
Or at least a sticker for Korg when you got a character named Karg.
Yeah, I remember my brother when he saw
Sorry,
this.
Charlie, your music store's about to get nuked.
When my brother saw this, he's like, "Oh, they're destroying all these
Yeah.
instruments, man."
Well, they already toasted Kevin's instruments.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he's seen it yet. He's quick, man.
Yeah.
So it's really choice. I love that.
Yeah, but he's quick to pull a gun though. For
Yeah,
a
that's what I
cop.
mean.
Like nobody's
Dirty
gone
Harry.
for a weapon, but he did.
Dirty Harry. Of course, they do have weapons on them.
Yeah, but they haven't pulled one.
No, I know. Now they have.
Yeah.
He's great.
Like, yeah, you have no idea how much trouble they're actually in because Skeletor's people are coming.
I really wish they would make He-Man sized figure of him.
Yeah.
Ludwig or Lubick.
Lubick, yeah.
Lubick. Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I love him.
We need to figure out.
I know they did make one. Or
That's
at least
fun.
someone did, but they need to make two. One in his outfit now, one of his outfit at the end.
On Eternia,
Yes.
yes.
He's
His outfit,
great.
like, this is the greatest retirement ever. You know?
He's so great. Yeah, there's that fan.
Yeah.
Man, you throw someone in that and
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a fan, but it's kind of weirdly curved, and you never see it spin. So it's hard to tell what the heck that's supposed to be. Like,
maybe it's supposed to, if it was a fan, push, and I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it's not like you can blow air behind. You know,
I don't know.
It's just like there to make it look weird. It's got to look alien. You
Whoever
know.
designed it though did do a good
Yeah.
job.
I mean, they did some wild stuff here.
That's what's so cool about, I'm talking about back then especially, what was so cool is about being from another world, it's basically your imagination.
Yeah.
You just have to say, well, they got stuff beyond us. That's why people can always say,
Beyond us.
and they always like, they're aliens. Aliens know more than us. They always say that. If you believe,
Yeah,
in that
right.
kind of thing. I personally don't, but many people do.
They must have more technology than us.
Well, they'll
Which
think
we
that
only
people-
make the assumption because if they were to visit here, they'd have to have more technology
Well, yeah,
than us.
and people always believe this because we think of ourselves as being not so smart.
Yeah.
Not too smart, and them brilliant.
Well, you know, looking at humanity, not too smart, kind of fits.
Yeah,
Kind of dumb,
not
kind of
brilliant.
sheep in need of a shepherd.
That's exactly
So we
right.
have a good shepherd
That's exactly right. If you're looking,
who will leave the 99 for just one of us.
ooh, that's exactly right.
And we're coming up on the worst part of this movie. And I was commenting this on while you're out in your van. The actress playing Tila looks so awkward holding her pistol. And then she gets to deadpan to the camera for some dumb reason and break the fourth wall that just completely unimmersive.
I've seen her in other things too. Some were straight to TV, some not.
Yeah. I'd be faster if you'd quit interrupting me. But there's times when she's shooting it, she looks like weird, like all, you know, clenched in, like she didn't know what to do with that thing.
That's
that is
very
a good
Duncan.
line.
That's very Duncan.
Very Duncan. Poster of the Kinks over there.
This guy's little visor with this little yellow. I don't think that can really protect your eyes much, but okay.
Well, it's, you know, for the light of a blaster, it doesn't
Oh, I
get, you know,
guess so,
it
yeah.
makes it easier on your eyes, I guess, right? And I bet he can do some tech things with that visor that he could look and see things, kind of like the thing that Evil Lynn had
maybe you're
earlier,
right.
where she could see what had happened like an hour before. You know, it could have all kinds of different functions. You just got to
She's
use
got
your
almost,
like her weird headpiece. Like, what is the moral? Does that look like it's got a reverse visor on it? Oh my goodness.
She's almost got a Star Trek symbol on her chest.
Yeah, but see, she looks so stupid when she holds her pistol, like she doesn't know what she's doing with it. And then I hate that so much. It's the worst part of the movie.
It doesn't bother
She
me.
looks so bad holding the pistol, and then gets a line where she's supposed to say "cool woman at arms,"
Well,
and gets to look at the camera.
You
to do
have
it. It's like,
you have to blame the director, not her.
I blame the scriptwriter who wrote that. It's so bad.
All right, Corrigan.
But she doesn't look like somebody who's comfortable with a pistol at all. Which is a weird thing for a cop to say, because really the judge is the one who decides if you get put away, not the cop.
Well, they're going for a Dirty Harry thing.
Yeah, which is one of the things, like people who want to argue with cops about whether or not they did it. Look, the cop is just supposed to bring you before the judge. The judge is the one who's going to determine whether you've actually done something wrong. The cop just needs to bring you and some evidence. But people will try to argue their case with them, like the cop's not the one who's going to make that final decision. The judge is. Hey, the cop's job is just to bring you in and it's public safety. But like. This is so awkward. Like, how is she falling for this? But I guess she's not.
Your
used
mind is not quite right when you lose someone like that, and your mind can be manipulated. Just like today.
Well, all the weird stuff-o-meter stuff going on that she's seeing. Why wouldn't she like? This is very unusual, like all the other unusual stuff I've seen.
Yeah,
so
I would have. Yeah, you would have thought.
You would think that, you know,
you wouldn't be as easy. But I guess if you're emotionally and which affects your mental.
Yeah, especially when she says, "Now bring me that cosmic key."
Yeah, I
you'd
would
have to be
got
like,
the heck out of
"What?
Dodge.
My mother didn't know anything about this stuff." Yeah, like how dumb do you have to be? But they had to move the plot along.
Well, they did, and if you're heartbroken, and you'll manipulate yourself even to believe something. I've done that, unfortunately.
Convince yourself that, well, this really is my mother.
Toctums.
Whatever that's supposed to be.
I don't know what a toctum is, but you must be pretty bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's the matter with you is exactly the right thing to say, dude.
Yeah, you talked them.
Yeah, you talked to who? Because she didn't even say, "Oh, they're alive. What's the matter with you?" And she just runs off with it. The transition was. So the actress does a really good job of getting that Meg Foster Evil Lynn face.
Yeah, she is. She's very spooky.
And of course, it's typical of the 1980s scream: "Is you must grab your hair."
Yeah,
which she's done now twice.
Very
in this
much
movie.
like something you've seen on Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare Before Elm Street.
Or Nightmare on Elm Street, or something
Nightmare
like
on Elm
that.
Street.
The hair grabbing scream of the 80s.
Yeah, you got to.
I wonder if anybody's ever grabbed their hair when they screamed like that.
Oh, probably, but
Probably. Somebody, in the history of the world, somebody probably has.
Especially if you're grabbing at your head. Like, I don't believe that,
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it was so funny. You making the motion to grab it when your hair is, like, gone.
Yeah, I got no hair.
You got no hair to grab.
I remember
I guess you didn't realize the existence of Evil and having magical
she
power.
didn't know all that, yeah.
But still, why would you think that's really your mother? When she suddenly asked, oh, that shiny thing, I need that. Like,
Well,
what?
In a spiritual sense, there have been people, especially those who don't know the Lord, but even some who did, where people have been attacked spiritually, where, because I actually know a couple, but where Satan has tried to convince them that their families try to get a hold of them, like their spirit has.
Yeah.
And a lot of that involves with depression.
Yeah.
And other things, because they say, if I could only talk to him one more time. Here's the truth. If you could only talk to him one more time, it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that. It would never be enough.
It'd be like a can of Pringles.
Yeah,
Can't have
it's
just
never.
one.
Yeah, that's right. It's never enough.
Mm-hmm.
And if they knew the Lord and you know the Lord, you will see them again. It's just that we're impatient, and that's understandable.
Right. Yeah.
And it takes a long time to get back. I'm just trying to tell someone today. They're mocking. AJ.
Now he wants backup. After all that,
you
now
know who
he asked
AJ
for
Lee
backup,
is. Someone's mocking her for having depression, and
Oh,
I was like,
goodness.
don't ever mock someone from depression.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like, and you don't want to know what it's like.
Yeah.
Just pray for a person. That's all you can do ever.
Yeah.
And I respect her husband and those who are with her and protect. We need to always pray for people who have issues, no matter what it is. That's why, and even though I didn't know at the time, except that my father had, at that time, had just gone through all the heart stuff, it really affected me when watching this at 11, and I saw she lost her mom and dad. That really hit me hard, because I almost lost my dad at that point.
Yeah.
I was very scared of it.
Yeah. It took him all that time to get it started up in Evil Land, a couple presses. Boom, here's the portal to Eternia.
Well, move the story along, like you said.
Yep.
But
How did Evil Land learn how to use the thing?
Yeah. I do like in the Netflix story that you have Orko and Gwildor kind of going at it, fighting.
This is very poltergeist, this portal.
It is. I never thought about it.
Yeah.
But I was going
With
to
the
say,
white flashing.
I kind of like that Gwildor and Orko fight it out for He-Man's affections and who's the better. I do love these little boards right here. Those are cool. That's
Here's
the one.
the one that really looks like Jabba's.
It does. It's like the Emperor and Emperor and Jabba were together.
Yeah. Kind of like the way he cradles that cosmic key that he's
so
got
good
too.
at it.
Yes.
He almost kind of looks, even though this is right around the time of it, it kind of looks like something that Serpentor would have had.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember
That
how he
sled
came with
had.
that little sled?
Yeah. Sky sled sort of thing.
It was almost exactly like that.
Yeah.
Which was like a year or so before
he
this.
commands.
What's that?
This he commands.
That's right.
This I command.
I like those little weapons on the side.
Yeah, the little gun turrets.
Those are nice. Now, that would have been a nice toy for them to have made.
I think they did make a toy, didn't they?
I don't remember it, but it would have been cool.
Yeah. I bet they did. I'd have to look it up, but
At that time, though, they were running out of tooling and as the toy people call it, and money and all. I didn't realize it until recently, in the last couple of years. One of the big mistakes they made was they kept releasing the same figures, bunches of them, and sending like oodles of the same old He-Mans and stuff out to the stores, which sending out a few is one thing, but you keep sending out the same figures over and over again. Everyone's already got them.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have one of these until.
Oh, sure.
I have more toys as an adult than I ever had as a kid.
Well, it wasn't just He-Man though. It would make sense. Like if you sent a box of, let's say, 25 or 30 He-Man figures, and you had 2 or 3 of He-Man, or let's just say 2 of He-Man, 2 of Skeletor. Well, what they were doing was they're sending 5 He-Man, 5 Skeletor, and 5 Stratos, and all these figures that they sent out in that one box, not one new.
Yeah.
And then on the every few boxes there'd be 1 or 2 new figures. And see,
this is so funny that his sword is literally falls off when he goes through there. So you can actually see the sword fall off of his back as he turns through the doorway.
There was a figure that came out around this time from the Rambo line of all things that looks very similar to that. It was the same year, by the way.
Yeah.
And if you hit the button on that figure, the Rambo toy, his face would show. But I love this little hoverboard. In fact, I used this when I created the whole Owlman thing.
Yeah, you did.
Except I made it look like an owl type.
Yeah. And I appreciate that they use these in the Netflix Kevin Smith series.
Yes.
And it's kind of cool that some of the shots are actually like had a vehicle that he had to balance on.
Yes, he did.
And ride it like that.
Well, you better be careful, too.
That believability.
I like that one.
Yeah. These shots here, these close-ups, they were kind of dangerous to do.
Yeah. Oh, looked like Beastman was about to fall. I love it.
It was so easy for him to be right on target with that grappling hook, too.
Or I'll be angry. I got the figure of her, too, that came out a couple years back, like
neat.
a year ago. And it looks good. It looks like her. And those eyes, even in the toy, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you'd have to get the eyes right for
Oh,
her.
yeah, because that was her strongest feature, man, when it
Yeah.
came to her acting and all. I mean, she didn't really have to try.
Yeah, just has very sky blue, bright eyes like
I've seen her on other things, too, but it's just
we
that
were
she's
discussing
so
that
good.
earlier, yeah.
Even besides the ones I mentioned, every time I see her, I'm like, oh, there she is. Even in the 70s, she did some things.
Even that guy kind of looks like a Cobra bat, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He exploded, too, so he's
Yeah.
a robot.
Yeah.
And it exploded.
But I will say this, robot or not, those people move pretty good and quick.
Yeah.
You know? I like that. Centaurian.
Yeah, so he's got different types of stormtroopers. He's got Centaurians and he's got troopers.
Well, that makes sense, though.
Yeah, have a bit of a mixture. And then, of course, he hires mercenaries for the big jobs.
One of the
I do appreciate, like on Man at Arms front, he does kind of have
Yeah,
the
he
weird
does.
thing.
They did that on the new one, too,
Yeah.
where, you know, one
does
thing I
have
kind
that
of wanted him
weird
to
shape.
do, I was kind of hoping it would kind of come up at some point, like towards his face, but I do like it. One thing I love they do
Very
here in a
Darth
minute.
Vader there to block shot with his hand.
You will not live to see another day.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite lines. You will not live to see another day. Such a great delivery.
It's funny how different weapons. That Man at Arms got all kinds of different guns and
Yeah,
things on him.
like 5 minutes of throwing stuff down.
Acting like Gwildor was his friend. I appreciate they mention Snake
Yeah.
Mountain, even if you never get to see it.
Willow's on his way.
Yeah. He's going to throw an acorn at you. There's a peck with an acorn.
Point it at me. Which was just a year later.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Not even, actually.
Even though the sword is not accurate, it's still a pretty cool looking
It
sword.
is a great sword, yeah. Look how serious. I like it.
That look.
I like this music right here. Here we
That's where she
go.
gets her leg nuked. And of course, very Star Wars. It's a trap.
They're generic lines, but they're good lines.
Yep.
They work. Here we go. I love this part.
Dun, dun,
Very
dun, dun.
He-Man. He doesn't give up.
Yeah,
The
he uses
music's
his martial
good,
arts
too.
skills a little bit, so where he kicked a guy. But you notice he never actually gets to punch anybody. It's all open hand when somebody gets struck in the face.
I love that music. And yeah, because they're not going to go out without fighting. By the way, this music right here, it sounds very similar to the Bill Conti music that he used in North and South, which is beautiful, by the
Even
way.
the throw back his head and laugh a little bit as he thinks he's got him.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's a very important thing here. Yeah, there you go. Greater love has no man than this, that to lay down his life for his friends. John 15:13. It's coming up
That's
here.
right.
Yep. He's making the sacrifice.
I say that. I don't want
innocent
people to die. Very old Dracula.
Cool. Yep. So he knows what awaits him: imprisonment, torture, humiliation, possible death. But yet he chooses to endure the suffering so his friends can escape and continue fighting.
Good journey.
Good journey. This is probably the most powerful spiritual moment in the entire film, really.
Yeah, it is.
Other than, I mean, the overall, of course, Romans 12:21, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with
But good, that's right.
Because, I mean, I do appreciate in the new film, Skeletor says, I'm a demon who wishes to be a god.
But see, that was perfect because the thing is, in the film, and I'm talking about the new one, I get so sick of the nowadays where they try to make it like the bad guys are really good. We just don't understand them.
We just don't understand them, yeah.
But okay, so it's corny and cheesy, but
He's a
they
villain and he
knew they
loves
were
it.
doing. He likes being bad, and to be honest with you, most of the time, people know when they're doing wrong. They know right from wrong, and they're doing it because they care more about themselves than others. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's why Heath Ledger's Joker actually worked, because
Yes.
some people just want to watch the world burn. He loved just causing chaos.
But so whatever reason, by the way, I'm not trying to insult anybody, but it is what it is. People a lot of times will try to make it like he really wasn't that bad. Yeah, he was. He knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to manipulate the truth, and you know it.
Yeah.
You just don't want to know that you know it.
I think that's all the spiritual
That's good,
reflections
though.
I had on this.
That's good.
Well, other than the corruption of power here, because Skeletor's ultimate goal is to seize the power of Castle Grayskull
That's
for
right.
himself. Once he obtains it, he becomes consumed by pride and arrogance.
Yes.
And Scripture repeatedly warns that power without humility leads to destruction.
That's
In
right.
Proverbs 16:18, pride goes before
There
destruction,
is-
a haughty spirit before a
For
fall.
the fall. There is quite a few right there in that line of Proverbs, quite a few of them that Solomon puts up there. And Solomon knows, because sadly, Solomon was one who, by the way, I'm not trying to talk poorly on him. I'm just going to be honest.
Solomon messed up a
Solomon
lot.
messed up a lot.
But he also
A lot.
ushered in the golden
Yes, he
age
did.
of Israel.
What
so.
he did was, there's good and bad in,
Yeah.
a lot. He brought in building up Israel, and at the same time, by
Built
doing it the
temple.
way he did it,
Yeah.
the way he built it up destroyed it.
Yeah.
Because he built it up by coming together with the ways of the world, the ways of Satan, false gods, Bales, they call them.
Yeah,
And
the Bales and the astronauts.
I just preached a sermon last Sunday, and one of the pictures I made had a side that said the Bales of the universe, the false gods of the universe, and the other side was the master of the universe, which was about the Lord Jesus.
I still need that Photoshop file.
And but I'm still preaching on that, and it talked about the Egyptian gods, the Roman gods. I got to finish some of it because in a couple of weeks we're going to talk about some of the Roman gods, the false gods, and some of that. But either way, the whole point is that I found this out. Whenever the Romans brought some of it over, some of the names they had was Baals of the universe, meant masters of the universe.
Yeah.
That's what it meant, Baals of what they worship.
Yeah.
By the way, I love this. You hear this music? It really is being used, right, for the movie. And then suddenly we find out it's supposed to be in the background on the speaker. I thought that was really smoothly done. It's right here. Slick joke.
Yeah, it does kind of slowly transition to where you suddenly hear it on that. I mean, it was score, but it became there's a diatric. I forgot the word when the music is actually in the scene.
I thought it was brilliant because we all laughed at the movie.
But it transitions.
Isn't that brilliant? That was a funny joke.
I don't know if I got the right word. Somebody will correct me.
Her leg, I thought, looked like pizza when they showed it. You know, it was one of those gross things that I kind of like. There are weird things like that.
Well, of course, you're a man who can eat horseradish.
I love horseradish. But I've had some horseradish are stronger than others, and I've had some horseradish.
I didn't mean for you to chase a rabbit on
No,
that.
I'm just telling you. No, I'm not chasing a rabbit. I'm chasing radish. I'm chasing radish. No, I'm telling you, some horseradish is so strong, and that's why I'm with certain jalapenos too. You know what I'd like to take a moment to do?
You can kind of see Billy Barty's actual mouth inside the mouth of behind the mask.
And you can a little bit on his forehead. You see where the lines are at a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I got to say, that partially has to do with our new screens. That
the high definition.
The high definition, because in the old days, it wasn't as easy to notice that stuff. That's not to put down the new great stuff. I'm just saying, back in the day, it was a little harder to notice with the lighting.
That's a good line, too.
It is.
There's a lot like me. There's only one of
everybody. Yeah,
there's only one of everybody. That's a good line.
That is a great line.
Yeah.
And I say that kind of stuff to a lot of times to people, that God loves all of us, and He wants to use us. And it's true.
You are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Mm-hmm. I quoted that yesterday. Mm-hmm. Jeremiah.
Not talking about me, but
I'm talking about the actual line. And I quoted right from it.
Yeah.
You are fearfully and wonderfully made. God does love you.
Yep.
He was speaking to Jeremiah because think what Jeremiah was going through. And he was saying that you're all fearfully, wonderfully made. That poor man went through so much. That's why when I call you Jeremiah, I am being slightly honorary, but in reality, I'm comparing you and giving you a salute to one of the greatest men who was called of God through difficult times.
Yeah.
I do like the outfit that they have on Skeletor. It's unique and it had to be uncomfortable. Really, all these people. There's Big Boy. And they put him in the new new things,
That was the child that won the contest to get to be in the movie.
That was awesome.
Getting to hold that.
I kind of like this, where he looks over to Sorceress, and he looks upset because he sees that she's sick.
Yeah, slowly dying.
Yeah. I mean, that's uncomfortable for her, too.
Yeah. And that's where I think that she tried to emulate it in the Mortal Kombat Annihilation. You die. But she didn't have Frank Shingella's ability.
Oh, he's great.
To make it work.
He's great. I love the gloves, even.
Oh, the way he delivers this is so good.
He's brilliant.
But this is my destiny. It's my right. Oh.
She did a good job, too, really.
Yep. That's another
I like
great
that.
line,
That's
too.
good, too.
Yeah.
I kind of like the crystal look that she has on the hat there. I was going to say, the people that designed this stuff, for what they had and for what little they had to work with, they did a good job. Yeah, they said that this cost I think they said 16 mil, which isn't a lot compared to what they have, but they said they were going to go to only 2 mil on the next one, and you know that
I think it was like 22 million.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, 22 million and earned a 17 million domestically.
They said that the next film was only going to be a $2 million. To you and me, that sounds like a lot. To a movie, that wouldn't have been much. That's barely a sniff.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong about the amount. It might have been 6. Still, for a straight-to-theater, that would have been barely enough. And it would have been on Earth again, probably.
Now, throughout the film, the heroes repeatedly face situations that seem hopeless, yet they continue to persevere. Their determination reflects a biblical principle found throughout Scripture, faithfulness even when circumstances appear impossible. The heroes don't win because they're stronger than evil at every moment. They win because they refuse to give up. Greater is he who is within me than he is within the world.
1 John 4:4.
There we go.
I was just quoting it a while ago, actually.
Yep. The way he would gesture was so cool.
Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yep.
Not because of me. I like this little
Christ
whip.
is the true master of the universe.
One of the toys they brought out of him, a blade, this is from the bigger line from years ago. He came with a whip that was kind of like a red plastic, but it looked good. Cool. It looked like it. It was like a clear red. I love this part. Like, come on, you're being overboard. He's so funny.
He's so outclassed with everything, the technology, but he's determined to get in there anyway.
I love this. This part here reminds me of what you see in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when they try to make their little time thing going with the little pudding cans.
Weird stuff. Yep. The chewing gum.
Yeah, chewing gum, which was made this year, by the way. They made it in '87, the movie.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent.
Pretty close to what I was just saying.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
I love him. We call it Casio keys.
Yeah. And it literally
Right
is a Casio keyboard. Those were all the rage, man for homes,
that was
having that Casio keyboard. Yeah.
What were the other ones? Yamaha or what it was?
Yamaha, I think, was a bit more professional.
Yes.
Casio, you could get for home use. You could get
and they
someone
had
who
a
could
few
afford
others,
it,
but those were the ones, man.
And we had one, but I never quite learned how to play piano on it.
I tried, but then there was some, like a friend of ours, Bill Brown. He had one where you could speak into it, and you could suddenly go.
Play it back.
They had me go, "Hey brother," or "Hey bro," and they would go, "Hey bro, hey bro."
Yeah.
Oh, they was so much fun. I love those. I like the detail on the hood. Almost looks like Jabba the Hutt's skin.
This is so great. I love the fact that he will never kneel before him.
No.
Also, too, facing like certain death
Kinda
and
like
torture and everything,
Stephen.
but will not kneel before the Dark One.
It's kind of a Stephen thing.
Yes, it is.
And
it's also Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to belittle Stephen in that sense. By the way, that's the whole false god thing right there. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yep.
I be reborn.
And the look in his eyes.
Oh man!
Thank you,
That's
Frank
great.
Langella.
Oh, you did a great job. I even like he has talking about this guy here. He has the dust on his head, you know, where he's looking burnt and great.
Yeah, I'm sure the other officers get a look at him. I swear this guy who's played a cop, it was like
Probably has been on some other things.
I feel like he was in Superman almost, like he's one of the cops that doing things like, oh yeah, he was flopping.
When you went out earlier,
like
I was
a big
mentioning
blue bird.
I was mentioning how this
the
hologram gets
thing
done in the new movie.
Yes, it's so
great. Yeah, they even did some of the newer
at the
cartoons.
beginning of the movie too. But
Yeah, I do like that cane there.
The Havoc
staff. Yeah. Shelter. They did put some emotion in those moments. Like, Eric, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
The eyes, I love it.
The performance is so great.
Yeah.
With this.
I love the sharp teeth even. At that moment, he even has the yellow skeleton going on.
You're a false god is what you are.
That's exactly right. You know, interestingly enough, I don't know if they even meant to do this, but symbolically, there's a lot to that with this outfit. The golden calf type thing.
It looked like something out of Big Trouble in Little China, though.
Yeah, but there's the golden calf with the horns.
Yeah.
And all of that. There's a lot of symbolism in it, whether they meant it or not. Now, that's another figure that ought to be made, which they did in some of the other lines I was telling you about. What was the name of that line? It was
Super
Maddie.
7?
No, well, I think, but it was like the Maddie or whatever it was called.
Maddie Collector.
Maddie Collector.
Which was part of Mattel's thing.
Yeah, it was very expensive, and they were taller. Like the Super 7. They were taller, but they were good.
No one's going anywhere? Oh, really? Because you're about to all go to Eternia. Yeah, who knew the Cosmic Key could time travel, too? You'll learn that one later.
Yeah.
He's got, like, bat wings or something on the back of it, too.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Which is also a Shakespearean line I didn't know about.
But he's not alone. Here comes his friends.
I love how it takes part of the scenery.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's just portals everything.
Yeah, I love it. Kind of makes sense, though. Like
Wouldn't you love to see what was left of that street? What like people show up for work the next day and half the building is gone.
You would be seeing inside of it.
Everybody's like, where there's a whole chunk of the street and everything. There's half a car out here.
Yeah, half the car. Yeah, they got that bench there. Pretty smart, really. I lie.
Yep.
Well, why wouldn't he lie? It's the villain. Well, he even says in this, the lowliness of evil.
Yeah.
Kevin!
Kevin!
I love this guy.
Something.
They probably had to pay for
Kevin
that Twilight
giving that
Zone
line
mention.
as if he's some veteran of this kind of thing. This is for real. Just get down.
Well, he had been for that night.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah.
He'd already. Here we go.
But yeah, get him. Get him.
He was basically the Dirty Harry of the town, and nobody else would accept it. They're calling him silly for it. This place is more up his speed.
Yeah.
Look at Beastman back there, like, oh.
Yeah. Beastman and Elvira, Evil Lynn, are like backing out, like, oh, I'm getting out of this. Oh, you can see that punch really completely missed. Well, not really a punch, because no one really gets punched. Even Beastman, when he hits somebody, is palm facing, you know. Someone other than not punching everybody to keep it PG. As you're getting your shoes sniffed by a kitty.
Yeah. I love it. I like the statues. I wonder if they're supposed to be people from the past, kind of like they do in the newer...
It's the Guardians of Grayskull or something like that. This is the first time you get to see him do a great feat of strength, though.
Well, they were saving it.
Yeah.
Boy, he's a wimp, isn't he?
Yeah. They're backing out.
Not that I completely blame him.
I think part of, like, Evil Lynn's thing, though, is Skeletor's not sharing the power with her, which is what she wants. And she's not getting anything that she wants, so of course she's going to abandon him.
Well, they're all kind of in it for themselves to a point. I do like that sword, and it does kind of have some of the design of the original.
There you go.
Between us.
Here we go. Great line. Let this be our final battle.
Here we go. They were very smart,
and
though,
it's a completely different set, little close thing, but they needed to finish it.
Yeah, very smart, though, the way they did it.
Yeah.
They have bits and pieces of it.
Because, you know, they couldn't bring an entire crew in to light it up properly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they did get to do some of it on the set, looks like, too.
And this was the time.
But you do have some sets of Dolph Lundgren, you know, that you can tell it's not on set.
And this was the time of music videos and all, so you can do some of that.
And just like, you know, the new movie did the same thing. You break the Havoc staff, and of course, you break the Havoc stack, and it completely melted him down in the new movie. Well, spoiler, I'm sorry.
For you. I like his finding that sword.
Yeah.
Because he does have one.
A little bit of lightsaber sound effects, too. The funny thing is you hear him going, no, but yet his mouth is not open as he's falling.
Don't ruin the magic.
Yeah, I can't remember when I was hearing, like, how many people they actually had there, because they didn't have, they were kind of shut down by cannons, but they could have just a few people, but they couldn't light up the place or anything. Thankfully, they, of course, had filmed the ending first.
And the director did some of this his own self, they said. That's what
because he wanted to finish the movie.
Spielberg did the same thing, and that one scene of Jaws, he'd already brought it out for certain viewings, but there was a scene in the pool. They used his friend's pool for that one shot in the boat where they had the guy's head come out. They said that they didn't time it right, so he timed it where he said, this is his words, one more scream. And he did. He redid it. And so they had it with one more scream.
There he is. I got clean hair. Got a beautiful woman. This is great retirement.
I love this part with the tongue.
Some kind of retirement.
The tongue under the lip. That's great. I will see you in just a few years.
Yeah, on Friends, and I'm your mother.
I'll be your mama. I do like this.
Well, I guess that's the item that's going to allow her to time travel, maybe. Maybe the sorcerer set it up more than the Cosmic Key did.
Well, the Cosmic Key sends it back. There's
we don't say
helps
goodbye.
them be able to
say
see in.
Good journey. Destinations, but a doorway to another. That's a great one. There are some nice lines in here.
Yeah, there is. Most movies have good moments if they're done right.
Oh, he's a little cold.
I like how he's very golden here.
Yeah. They need to figure it out where he's got, all polished in gold.
If I had made one then, that's how it would have been.
Yeah.
Because,
cool.
He's wearing red now.
Oh, no, I guess he did it back in time.
Yeah, he did. You notice what they're kind of doing there with him? It's kind of the Cowardly Lion thing when he's looking all good.
Yeah. But how did Gwildor know exactly what day to send her back?
Well, that's
to
the
stop
beautiful
her parents
thing.
from getting on that plane?
He didn't even tell him. He just said, well, he's a genius. Who knows?
Yeah.
He may have looked it up when he was there. I don't know. I'm not going to overthink it.
You're not supposed to ask these questions that I keep asking.
Yeah, that's right. So he's wearing maroon breeches now. Good music. Bill Conti did an amazing job. Really did.
Yeah, she sings at the end to go back in time a little bit.
I think all of us would have done that at some point.
Wait a minute.
Said,
I
wish.
I could alter things. My parents won't die on that plane crash. I will go with my parents to the lake instead of with Kevin to wherever or something.
It's funny when you watch old movies. Once in a while, you'll notice things in the background. You're like, oh, wow, I forgot they made that or whatever.
You get your wish.
I do like how innocent she looks here.
Yeah, with that old-fashioned nighty thing.
It's a little pajama-looking thing. It's so cute, though, too. This part is almost heartbreaking. Yeah. How we all wish we could do it with your mom.
Mm-hmm. You go back your
grandma,
change it.
My grandparents and father.
Well, of course, there's a difference between dying in an accident versus natural
causes.
Or the beach, not the lake, but yeah. Just taking it away for the day.
I'll get grounded later.
Yeah. But yeah, so they both went back in time. So, but the weird thing is, shouldn't their past self still be there too?
Well, I'm not going to overthink it.
I know, I'm not supposed to ask these
questions. They went to
questions.
their old bodies. And
yeah.
But the chief isn't, or whatever his name was.
Yeah,
He's not.
he should be here too. So you're not supposed to question. You're just supposed to go with it.
Yeah. I like this part.
Yeah.
The power. I love it. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da.
Okay, we better. I'm going to hit that button
All
there
right,
and get
that
us
was.
out of
I
there.
enjoy that.
Yep, it's that bit of nostalgia from when
Yes.
we were kids, and if you took away what Masters of the Universe really should have been, it's
Yeah.
still kind of an entertaining film.
And the very end of that, with the credits and all, that's when you have Skeletor's head come back up, and he
The end of
says,
the credits,
"I'll be back."
I'll be back, which because they did mean to have a sequel, but that became the script for Cyborg.
Yeah, and it's
Roku's resetting.
it's not
itself.
great. It's really not great at all. But even watching, I can't see how that would have been He-Man. But they changed it, because it wasn't going to be after that. So I don't know what it would have been. There's time traveling in that.
Yeah.
There's things on Earth. So I don't know how it would have been different.
Yeah.
All I can say is it would have been dumb had they been on Earth again.
Somewhere that original script exists. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Well, so this may not be a perfect movie, but it remains an earnest and entertaining fantasy adventure filled with memorable characters, practical effects, and one of the greatest villain performances of the 1980s.
Yes.
And of course, we talked about sacrificial love, courage under pressure, the
Yes.
responsible use of power, overcoming evil with good, and remaining faithful when hope seems lost.
That's right.
And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us that true heroes aren't defined by their strength, but by what they're willing to sacrifice for others.
That's right.
Because Jesus Christ could have called down a legion of angels, but would have wiped us all out in the process.
That's right.
He chose to die on that cross to save us and sacrificed everything.
The very
for us.
rocks could have
There you
cried
go.
out.
The very rocks could have said like no, and then hurled themselves at the
Jesus
Romans
gave
or
himself
something.
so that when our time comes, we can go and have a good journey to heaven.
That's right, a
Amen?
good journey.
Good journey.
And that's going to wrap us up here for Watching Movies with my pastor. Be with us next. We got to pick a movie for next month. There's a lot of movies we need to still watch.
I got a few I could think of.
We got a few. We got a ton of movies we can already watch.
Good journey to one and all.
And we'll see you next time at the movies.
At the movies.
You could have said it with me if you're going to say
At
it.
the movies.
Oh my golly.
I'm stuck. What am I? A
Now you can't turn it off.
I can't. I'm
You can't
stuck.
turn it off.
Good journey, y'all.